Fantastic. Hi, what's your name?
Adam.
Correct. What do you do?
For work or anything.
Correct. Fantastic. Who's feeling fun? Who's feeling funny? Funny? Feeling funny? Feeling funny? Feeling funny? Feeling funny? I'm struggling with it. I know, that's the last thing you want to hear from a comedian. But it's tough times out there. Scary stuff is happening. The US election? Whoa, that's a lot. Now we've got all the commentary. Where did Kamala go wrong? Oh, it's just tough. And I'm trying to find good ways to process it. Don't worry, stand-up is not it. This is not my therapy. You're not in for one of those sets, all right? But I did read something recently that suggested writing poetry. And I like words, I like writing, so I thought, I'm going to give it a crack. And I've written a poem, and it really helped. Can I read it? Can I read my poem to you?
Yeah.
I need my notes. Here we go. Thanks. It is, the commentary and stuff is pretty awful. I'm trying to avoid it, but the whole, what did Kamala do wrong and so forth. And I've got my own take on the commentary on basically how the election should have really worked out. So, I had a girlfriend years ago who owned a taxidermied duck. Now stay with me. This is relevant. It was a taxidermied duck. Its name was Nancy. Nancy was a family pet. When the kids were younger, the parents split up and Nancy sadly died. Their mum thought to save the children's feelings, the best way to do this was to put Nancy in a box, jump on a bus and go to the taxidermist and get it stuffed. I know. We've all heard the story before. It's a story as old as the ages, right? Nothing unusual about this situation at all. Anyway, Nancy remained, and every time I went over to the house, there was Nancy on a little wooden plinth, and looked, incredibly lifelike. You knew that she wasn't alive. The litmus test for that, by the way, is if she was in the bedroom, Nancy's there sort of looking at you, you could still have sex. If the cat was there, no, nothing naughty going to happen when the cat's there. Not the dog, not even the goldfish, right? But Nancy, that's fine. You know that she's not alive. So, where I'm going with this is, I think a few months back, when Sleepy Joe went, I'm not going to run for election anymore, I'm just thinking what would have been really great is if someone in the Democrats said, look, let's give Nancy a run. Let's make Nancy the candidate. And everyone in the party goes, yes, this is visionary, let's do it. And so they put Nancy up there and she's going to all the rallies. She's just on a little table, little wooden plinth on the table, just standing there motionless. And everyone in the crowd would be loving it. They'd be like, Nancy, Nancy. It'd just be a wonderful experience for everyone there with Nancy, the taxidermy duck. When there's a debate, I think probably in the debates they'd have someone who has one of those little plastic duck calls, right? Just, quack, quack. Just to give it a bit of life in the debates. I think that would really lift the performance. So they go through the whole campaign, and at the end of it, you get to election day, and you've got Nancy, the taxidermied duck, against the orange psychopath with an actual criminal record. By all sense and logic, it would be a landslide victory for Nancy. Right? So why are we reviewing the whole thing? It makes no sense. We've got to move on. So I'm trying to move on and spend my time productively. And I've been playing with AI. Because, everyone loves a bit of chat GPT. I sat on it the other day, I said, Chat GPT, write me a love song. And it did. It was totally cheesy, but it was cute. It was fun. And then I said, Chat GPT, write me a 10-minute comedy set. I didn't do that. All of this is coming out of this AI. Accidental intelligence. But I applied for a job recently, and it was the head of people and culture. Another P&C, no, see? Head of people and culture. Because I like people, I like culture. I'm thinking, this is great, this is the job for me. And as I apply, I get to the website and there's page upon page about how my application is going to be reviewed by AI. And the AI is going to give me all of this feedback. And I'm thinking it's a bit strange that the job that's fundamentally about the humans in the business is going to be reviewed by the machine, and the machine's going to give the advice to the humans about who to look after the humans. And anyway, I got lost on that thought. Whew, come out of that wormhole. Anyway, I thought, okay, it's going to give me feedback. This is going to be a good experience. So I put my application in, and a couple of weeks later, I've heard nothing. And I think that's okay. These things take time. A couple of weeks later, still nothing. More time goes by, and eventually I think, I'm not going to hear anything. And light bulb moment. I just thought, wow, that AI is amazing, because that is exactly what the human would have done with my application. But AI, it's splitting the room, right? There's people who think it's the end, it's Armageddon, and there's other people who think it's utopia, it's going to save humanity. Where do we all stand on this? Is it Armageddon?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you're very firm on that. Yes. Fucking Armageddon. Utopia? Yeah. Bit lackluster. I reckon it might be utopia. Sure. Bring it on. Look, I just think the people who think that it's, it's all over because of AI, I think you're looking in the wrong direction, okay? Let me tell you why. Basically, there's about 8.5 billion people on the planet, 8.5 billion humans. Meanwhile, there are about 30 billion domestic chickens. So we better keep roasting those fuckers. Are there any vegetarians in the room? Vegans? Vegetarians? Yeah? Are you mad? Sure, your skin's looking great at your plant-based meals, but meanwhile the chickens outnumber us 3-1. I'm not saying you have to go full carnivore, right? Just have a wing. Just a wing. Some sauce on the side. Just be part of the solution, not part of the problem. And I really admire the Colonel. Because back in 1957, he was visionary. He saw Chicken-ageddon coming, right? And he thought, I know the solution. I'm going to batter them, deep fry them, sell them by the bucketful. People will eat them by the bucketful despite the health effects. And he was right. Yeah, a wise man. And now chickens seem to have really good PR because, we used to keep them safely locked up in barns. Very sensible. Now, we've been told they can get out free, they can roam, they can build their strength. And it's dangerous, they're just, they look angry, they kind of scratch around. They're ready to come at us, I tell you. It's a real concern. And you don't hear that on the radio, do you? They won't let you print it. It's making me very, very anxious. So anyway, I've written a poem about it. Thanks very much, guys. I'm Cam. Enjoy the rest of the night.